Welcome to StrandCon. Maybe it's afternoon, maybe it's morning, maybe it's late evening, but thrilled nonetheless to welcome you to StrandCon 2021. If you're following us in social media, which I assume that you are, you will probably have figured out by now that we have a number of product launches coming up. And I can't tell you how excited I am about this. It's been a long time coming. And I want to just begin by thanking the team, not just here at Strandberg Guitars, both in Uppsala and Riverside, California, but the folks at our manufacturing partner, PT Court in Indonesia. Everyone has just been pulling out all stops to make this happen. Our hardware supplier in Korea, the agency that we work with in Stockholm, Great Nash, that does a lot of our graphics profile work. So I'm thrilled to be here. We have tons of things to show you, and we have a bunch of early adopters who literally received their guitars a couple of days ago. Some of them have even been able to pull together a few demo songs that we'll see today and in the days to come. But this has been a nail biter as much for us as it has been for you. I think we'll just dig straight in and look at the lineups. We have we'll preface each lineup with a amazing demo song recorded by Per Nilsson, who is joining us in a few minutes. So if I'm looking over to what is my left every once in a while, it's because David is over here manning the computer. I have a Zoom conversation running over there in a few minutes. So that's the reason. But David, I think, hit the first video. Per Nilsson, ladies and gentlemen. And the Bowden Original NX. NX didn't necessarily mean anything to begin with other than kind of rolling off the tongue, and it does fit with next. It is the next generation product, and working on this for a long time, as I already mentioned. If you followed us before and watched the Boden DR launch, you will have noticed that a lot of the features that are now coming, we introduced them with the Bowden DR earlier. One of those things is the heel carve, which has been rounded off to be even smoother. The other thing is the arm bevel, which is a little bit rounder than before. So those are some pretty concrete playability enhancements. The next thing you'll notice is the knobs that we also introduced with the Boden DR. So they're knurled for a better grip, but they're also a bevel here, so you can actually feel with your fingers where the knob is or which position it's in, and you don't have to worry about looking down to see if you're at full volume or obsessively pulling on the knobs to make sure your the toe knob is a 10. The other thing that we've been working on for a long time is at the bridge side, and I'm not sure how well this is visible on the camera, but I hope it is. We developed a new, instead of the what was a locking screw at the side of each saddle to keep it in place between string changes, etc. The saddle now has a self-locking construction. And the saddle piece is hexagonal, as you saw in the introductory animation. And you can turn it with pliers, or if you loosen it also with your fingers. But we supply our new multi-tool, which we'll look at in a few minutes, to raise and lower the saddles. And the next thing, which is also new, is the string lock. So it's now one piece construction, and the big enhancement is this fence, if you will, where the strings will hide when you cut them. They'll fall into these slots to prevent you from cutting your fingers. So all in all, we're super excited about those general features that run across the entire Bowden NX lineup. The next thing you'll notice already is a series of whole new finishes. So we've used new application methods for the finishes, and we combine them with flame maple veneers or quilt maple veneers. And we have this great binding appearance on most models now, as we've had on the Bowden standard line before. We've chosen to consistently for the original and Prog models, there's a charcoal black finish, and then there's a variety on flame maple, and then there's a variety of more colorful finishes on the quilt guitars. And some of the we're taking baby steps towards what is the neck material, guys? It is maple. I was just going to get into that we're taking baby steps towards sustainability, and we want to make more sustainable and environmentally friendly choices, as well as, to the extent that we can, eliminate scrap in production. And we've been using roasted maple for many years, since we introduced the what we call the Schonger models back in 2017. But there's a lot of scrap during manufacturing because it becomes so brittle. So when you mill roasted maple, there's a huge risk of tear out, and you have to throw away the entire workpiece. So for that reason, and because it basically works equally well. There are some tiny differences, of course, in how plain maple responds to tone as opposed to roasted maple. But all in all, we think it's a favorable balance to strike. So that's new across the lineup. The other thing that's new also across the lineup is the use of veneers for appearance. Gives us much more consistent appearance. And again, just finding nowadays and sourcing solid figured tops is becoming increasingly difficult, and it's quite an issue across the industry, really. So I think that's it in terms of the overall updates. Oh, the other thing is we have color coordinated foil logos in place of the previously milled logos. So you'll see them. It's gold or red or green or black, a few different variants. So we're really excited about that. The Bowden Original line, Original NX, I should say, is so it's the next generation of the Bowden Original. It features a sassafras body, which is I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail, but visit our website, check out the product pages later to read all about this. There's a complicated story around this, and the sassafras transition will basically be a limited edition. So it's here for launch, but it's going to go back to swamp ash in later batches. This again has to do with sustainability and sourcing, and it just turned out that the switch to sassafras that we're really excited about and has a lot of nice features. They were weighed out by difficulty in sourcing sufficient quality wood, and we had to revert back to swamp ash, which we also know and love, of course. Other than that, you can check out the detailed specs on the website. No changes on the electronic side. Still SIR, SSH, and SSH Plus and SSV humbuckers on the 6-string. There's Fishman Fluence Modern on the 7 and 8 strings. A few beautiful finishes. You saw them in the video, and they're all going up on the website imminently. And that's actually the other cool thing is we have these models in stock right now, and they're going for live on the in our shop at 45 minutes. Several of our dealers also have guitars in stock. There's Guitar in the UK, Fanatic Guitars in Spain. Tolman has guitars coming in, I guess any day. Our distributors in Japan, China, Korea, Israel, etc. have guitars or have guitars coming any day now. There is the question here. Will the new hardware be available to buy on its own? No. Maybe at some point. Right now, it's we just don't have supply. Even it's a challenge to even meet the needs for our production. So for the foreseeable future, this hardware, which we call Revision 7, which will be featured exclusively on the Bowden NX models. But yeah, with that, I think I will cue David to launch the Prog video. So there's the Bowden Prog NX. And I think there's a question, will these be available for replay? Yes. So it actually does stay up on Facebook. And as soon as this event is over, it's going up on our YouTube channel. So it will be available for posterity. These demo songs will be on the product pages and on YouTube as well. So yes, no worries about that. Prog NX, again, it's the next generation product from the existing Bowden Prog model that you already know and love. On the electronics side, it is the same as before. SAR, SSH Plus, and SSV, and Fishman Fluence humbuckers on the 7-string. Same story with Sassafras Swamp Ash. We'll explain in more detail somewhere to reduce the confusion. But this is also a very cool update and upgrade, I would argue. We've switched to Richlight on the fretboards in place of ebony across our product lines. This is the discussion started with sustainability in mind, and I will say that having just handled the material, and if you are into guitars or build guitars, that there's the notion of a tap tone. So you hold up a piece of wood, you tap it, and there will be a tone in the piece of wood. And just having handled Richlight cut to fretboard type sizes, I was skeptical for years. But once we tried it, it blew my mind. It's like a different character to playing the instrument, and it also has a distinct sonic character. And I think we have Alan Marcus and Pohawk. They're waiting on Zoom in the background. They've had our metal model with Richlight fretboards for a couple of days, and I think they'll agree, and they can talk to these points. So that is very exciting, not just from a sustainability standpoint, but also if you've ever owned an ebony guitar, you'll know that it's a notoriously difficult wood to live with. Requires a lot of maintenance. If you don't take care of it, it can crack. If you have any kind of like solid high grade ebony. So this is Richelight is way more stable. I think it contributes in a very positive way to the instrument and how it plays. So I think it's really cool. And here we see also an example of the flame maple finish, which we call charcoal black. And I realized here that that's what I was going to say before I went on a tangent with the Bowden Original line, is that we've taken our cue from nature with naming all these finishes, and with these first small steps towards sustainability and being friendly to the planet. So all our finishes have nature references, and that's what we try to also tie into with the teasers that we had in the weeks leading up to the release. So this is charcoal black. We've seen the earth green. There's a twilight purple. There's a bonfire red. There's an autumn red. There's an amber yellow that we'll see in a few minutes. And yeah, I think let's move on, David, to the Fusion NX. The Bowden Fusion NX, ladies and gentlemen. I've mentioned most things before already. This is the bonfire red finish. You saw the amber yellow flame in the video. It is. We did start switching back from Pau Ferro to rosewood, so East Indian rosewood in our fretboards after the CITES restrictions were removed last year. So this is not entirely new, but just to eliminate any confusion, we are now featuring East Indian rosewood in our fretboards on the Fusion models. The electronics are the same. An SSV plus in the bridge, V60LP middle pickup, and an SSV humbucker in the neck position. And beyond that, it is the Fusion guitar that we know and love with an alder body Maple top, of course, and yeah, that's the Bowden Fusion. The last model we'll talk about a lot today is the Bowden Metal NX. So, David, cue the video. The Bowden Metal NX, as presented by Per Nilsson. I think there's a question. Mentioned distributors. Will Sweetwater have them soon? Yes. So we literally received these guitars days ago. They're undergoing QC internally, and we have some of the distributors have received them already. Others are in the mail. And they're coming also to the US dealers that we normally work with, including Sweetwater, Guitar Center Musician's Friend, and our other independent dealers in the US. So it might be a week or something along those lines. And it's, unless hidden under a rock for a year and a half, you know that logistics and such issues have been kind of challenging lately. So we're very fortunate to be in the position we are, I think. And it's really exciting to be able to launch guitars and have them in stock, or almost have them in stock. We don't have quite all models, actually, but almost all of them. As opposed to announcing and waiting for months to have them in stock, which is like the usual thing. Another question. Any sent to the Australian distributor? Yes. They should arrive any day. If they haven't arrived already, I'm not entirely sure. But that's cool too, that we actually have them in Australia at or near launch time. So yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, Bowden Metal. It's close to the, I should say, the Bowden Metal NX. It's close to the Bowden Metal model that we know and love. Maple top. It is still chambered. Basswood body. We've updated the finish. It's something we call granite black. Which is, at a distance, it's going to look the same as the old one, but looking closer, it's a little more, I don't know, fierce. Is that a good description? We got the cool understated foil logo. Wrist light fretboard I've already covered. The cool thing, I think, on the metal model, though, is that on the 6-string, we have actually made an update on the electronics side. So it features Sir Aldrich pickups. So it's now a passive guitar on the 6-string side. And that's, I think, very cool addition to the lineup and change from what we used to have. I think the initial feedback that we have from the field is very positive as well. On the 7 and 8 string side, still Fishman Fluence modern pickups. Yeah, so 6, 7, 8 string, they are all in black granite finish. So that's it for the guitars that we have in stock, and the guitars that we have are amazing demo songs, all edited and ready for you. And I've already told you how cool it is to have stuff in stock, but I am going to tease and pre-announce one more thing. Which is an updated Bowden Classic NX. So this will be about another month before we actually have it available for sale. But it's coming. This is a brand new finish called Viridian Green, which we think came out really cool. Here it's a Sir Thornbuckler Plus. If you've paid attention to the Classic Spartan limited edition guitar, this is the configuration that we used. It's V60LP single coil pickups. The Viridian Green has a rosewood fretboard. We still keep a Malta Blue with a maple fretboard. And still, as before, this is a solid alder body. So basically, the classic model has graduated to the more the same level of lineup as the original Prog Fusion Metal with Sir pickups, which we're excited about. We will, in the days to come, publish the product pages, etc. for the Classic NX, and you can sign up to the waitlist if you're interested to be notified as soon as we get them in stock. So that concludes it on the guitar side. I don't know if there's a burning question that we should answer before I move on to some other cool things that we have up our sleeve. The first is, you saw it in the intro video. That's our new multi-tool, which opens up with some instructions. And it looks like this. It comes with a there's a hole in it, so you can attach it to a keychain, hang it off your guitar, or keychain, guitar bag, I was going to say. It also comes with a double-sided tape on a metal plate, and it's magnet loaded, so you can stick it on the back of the headstock, back of the guitar, or wherever you want. And this will take care of the all the everyday adjustments. So adjusting intonation, changing strings, tuning if you have very delicate fingers, and also the height adjustment of the saddles. Unfortunately, we have so the initial batch of these was fine, and the first production batch wasn't. So we're not going to delay shipping guitars out to you. Instead, we'll figure out a way to get you the tool once we have corrected the small things that we want fixed with the tool before, and we'll ship these to you one way or another after purchase. So bear with us on that. We're really excited. This has been a fun project and a learning experience, and we'll have them to you shortly. As we will with, you'll be welcomed as you unpack your guitar with some new stuff that we haven't had before. A nice little brochure that I don't know if we're probably more excited about this than you will be, but it's fun. We haven't done it before. If you are a member of our Spark community, then you'll be pleased to see and you'll recognize some of these kind of collector's cards, QR codes to the original submissions. So if you're not a member of Spark, please join. It's a group on Facebook, our official user community, which features creative challenges and competitions. We raffle off guitars among the participants who win Flint in these creative challenges. And these are reproductions of some of the contributions in this community. Has the name of the artist that provided it on the back. So that's kind of fun. There'll be some other nice fun things in the gig bag. And for those of you that purchase from StrandbergGuitars.com, we've also developed or printed a limited set of posters that will come with each guitar model. So the model that you buy. So these will signify the launch edition of the guitars from StrandbergGuitars.com, and will come with your guitar. Super nice, if you ask me. Then the other thing that I wanted to mention, which isn't entirely new. If you followed the Boden DR launch, you have seen our new Venture gig bag, which looks like this. It's a cleaner, even more minimalistic look than before. The back of it looks like this, and there are stowaway straps in this pocket, which attach with, again, stowaway hidden buckles, which come out eventually, and they feature fidlock buckles. If you're familiar with them, they are super easy to use. They snap into place, and you can easily pull them out. And the reason for this is not only to be able to add or stow the straps, but also that this gig bag can be used in a one strap configuration. So this little color code there and matches this color code here. When you snap that on, you can wear this like so. So on just one strap. And for me in particular, I find this useful when I'm cycling and I'm bent over on my bike. It doesn't hit me in the back of the head when I'm wearing my helmet, which you obviously do because you want to protect your head. So that's one nice little feature. Another feature, which if you watch the Bowden DR live stream, it was the invisibility cloak, because we were broadcasting on a green screen. We're not today, so this will not look like an invisibility cloak, but it is a rain cover with a reflected logo, so you're more visible as you're out walking on a road or whatever. Lastly, there's a small pocket for your subway card or keys or multi-tool or whatever you choose. And there's also, inside the bag, there is a zippered pocket for anything you'd want to put in there. Cables or sheet music or even stomp boxes. There is a open pocket that fits a 15-inch laptop. There's also hidden away in here. And lastly, there's this G-hook that holds the neck in place, just to make it more stable. Rubber feet, place for your address, etc. Yeah, venture gig bag, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you want to go. Any chance of a double gig bag? Yeah, one day. Actually, a lot of the thinking that went into the venture gig bag came from my development of a double gig bag. It just hasn't happened yet. So, but basically, what you'll notice in this bag is that you stick the guitar in. It's kind of the non-obvious direction that you put it in. I think the natural way to put the guitar in would be this way. But by putting it in this way, it'll still fit the other way direction. But by inserting it this way, we use the space behind the neck, which would otherwise just be air, to store things. And then this area, which is at the rear of the guitar, instead of the front, to compress on knobs, etc., we use for other flat items. And this thinking actually came from designing a double gig bag where the second guitar sits back to back, facing the other direction, which would give you a very, very compact double guitar bag, which would be like this one, except rectangular. But I seem to always have something with a higher priority. But one day, we will have a double gig bag, I swear. I think that covers a lot of these things. The next thing that I'm very excited about is, if you ever purchased a guitar from us before, you will have received a printed out QC checklist with checking off different items. So we've moved on from that, and we have an embryo of a digital quality record. And your guitar will come with one of these, which has a few points for who assembled the guitar at the factory, who QC'd it when it arrived with us, because we inspect all the guitars ourselves. And lastly, who did the inspection before it was actually just a visual inspection, a play test before it ships out. And this QR code will take you to our new portal called My Strandberg Guitars. We'll try to show it to you in this most basic form. And this is really just an embryo. It is a version 0.1 or something along those lines. What's up here is it's not entirely up to date, but you'll be able to here search for your serial number and see some basic information about your guitar. So there's a little bit of demo data in here. But it will show you the specs of the guitar, and it will show you a few of the events that the guitar goes through manufacturing, through quality control, through shipping, and throughout the life of the guitar, we hope. And we're counting on you guys to let us know what other features that you want. We have some examples here in terms of maybe find the suitable spare parts, order service, but we can think of other things like maybe reporting a guitar stolen. Maybe there's a secondhand market that feeds off this. So my Strandberg guitars launching today, 0.1 alpha beta version, something like that. We're very excited about this. It does have a lot of historical data in it, so chances are that your serial number does appear in the database. But no promises. If it does not appear, there is a missing number, missing serial number function on the website. Second thing is we have updated our Strandberg playground with the Bowden NX models. So if you want to listen to high definition recordings in various music styles and various signal chains, you simply visit the website, go into the Explore menu, find the Strandberg Playground, which is powered by Tonepedia. We've had this for a few years now, and it is a really, really cool tool with standardized playing techniques and standardized signal chains and just computerized servo-controlled microphones that exactly reproduce the recording setup between sessions. So you can actually compare guitars that are a few years old with these brand new guitars. So check out the Tonepedia player in the Strandberg Playground. It is live now, it seems. So thanks to the guys at Tonepedia for synchronizing the publication of the products with the launch. So with that, I've been talking a lot. I'm going to let some other people talk. We'll try and switch over to a Zoom window that we have running with these amazing individuals, and hope that technology is with us. Does it seem like it? Make some noise and we'll see if we can hear you.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, hello.
Well, I can hear you. Those people on listening to the stream on Facebook, is there an echo or a lack of sound? Make yourself known in the comments. And if it seems okay, we'll keep talking. All good. Yeah, so in the top left, Alan Tamir, Israel. Top right, Alan Marcus, still in Ohio, I think. California? California. Ohio, USA.
No, Ohio still.
Middle left, Aaron Coburn. In Kansas?
I'm in Ohio as well.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. Connor Kaminsky, center in the UK. Pohawk on the right. Are you still in Boston, Pohawk?
Yes, I am.
All right, very nice.
Yeah.
And the inimitable Per Nilsson in the bottom here in
Hello.
Gävle, Sweden, or Sandviken, Sweden.
Yeah, what's going on, people?
So you guys have had the guitars for a few days or a few hours in the case of Alon. Do you want to? Yeah, let's just start in the top left, Alon. Speak your mind. I'll grab some water.
Well, we had a few minutes to talk before this whole thing started, so I'm gonna repeat what I said. But basically, right off the bat, right when I took it out the bag, it was in tune, new strings, just ready to be plugged in and played amazingly. And it's funny. Again, one of the things that we talked a little bit before this whole thing started. One of the little things I noticed is that the pickups. I know these pickups. I have them on my eight-string original, but they sound different. They sound kind of more cutting and more punchy and more kind of. They have more of that popping sound, and I think it's because of the neck, and I absolutely love it. And also, as I said before, this is the most comfortable guitar I've ever played in my life, and I'm not I'm not exaggerating. This is like seriously, my jaw dropped, and I love it. I think it's supposed to be metal. I was expecting like a shred machine, and obviously, yes, it is. But I think it's really, really versatile because it has a lot of it really responds to dynamics in a way that I didn't expect it to. So yeah, basically those are my thoughts. I'm just amazed. I'm gonna use it for so much more than just metal stuff. I get so much inspiration from that. I love it.
That's awesome, and that's the Metal 7. Sorry.
Yeah.
Alan, you messed around with the Metal 6 for a few days.
Yes, I did. And it hasn't left my hands since, really. Yeah, I love it. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it just the new cutaway in the back there just feels like natural extension. It just feels like it was built for me to play, man. I love it. I couldn't ask for a better instrument. It's snappy, which I love about bolt-ons, and it did with the new cutaway there. It didn't compromise on the snappiness or the tone of the instrument at all. And yeah, it's bright, it's cutting. I'm actually a fan of the Shure Aldrich pickups. I wasn't sure what to expect, but from what I laid down, some pretty dense chords, and you can hear all the notes come through. I was really trying to push the limit of the pickups with what I submitted for my video. So yeah. Fantastic instrument.
Yeah, let's maybe David can play a few seconds out of your crazy demo song. And this is going up on our it is up, I think, on our YouTube channel already, so for your complete listener enjoyment. but yeah, those are some dense chords, and you can still hear what's going on, which is very cool.
Thank you. That's what I was going for.
Aaron, you played the Fusion model.
Yes, yes. And like Alan, it hasn't left my hands for like the past 48 hours. It's amazing.
And you had the you played a neck through Fusion usually.
Yes, yeah, and that I was shocked to see like the bolt on neck with this, but I mean, I didn't really realize it until Isaac said something. I was like, oh wow, it still plays like amazing. It's a lot smoother. I feel like as far as playing it, like comfortability, it's even more comfortable than the previous Fusion. And I was talking to Isaac about the textures and stuff, like the different textures on like the knobs, and like there's just so much to feel on these guitars, and like it's just so versatile. Like I play mainly like not like mathematically, but I play more like through feeling. So like it just feels like the right fit.
Mm. Yeah, and the cool thing too is that you I don't think anyone would describe your music as fusion really. You play rock, right?
I do rock and blues, yeah.
Yeah,
This guitar just sings on those genres.
yeah, yeah. No, it's really cool, and you're packing up to go on tour in an hour, I guess. As the world is opening up slightly. Connor, you've had the original 8 for a day or two.
Yeah. The first thing I noticed as well is that it was in tune, and all of the Strandbergs I've received have been in tune, but this was like perfect. I just plugged it in and started playing it, and the first few chords of the demo song that I sent in, they're like the first couple chords I was messing around with. It had this really weird progression in my head, so I just started writing with it, and the demo song is kind of what I came up with, which is cool because it's nice to pick up an instrument and not like worry so much about figuring out what to play, just kind of listening and letting it take you where it kind of wants you to go. So that was nice. And the other thing I noticed with what Aaron was saying as well is just the small details that you've changed, because I've played, as I'm sure all of you guys have, you played Strandbergs for a number of years, and you notice like the improvements with like the volume and tone knobs and the saddles as well. It's just, you had a really basically a perfect ergonomic instrument to start with, but it's nice to see you guys also pushing the boundaries even further with like the headstock locking screws as well. It's just really nice to see, and yeah, this is a beast of an instrument. I don't usually play 8-string, but I think I'm going to be writing some more silly gent stuff on this thing. So
yeah. They play a few seconds of Connor's song too, since we got it in time. It's using the full range of the instrument. I think that song is really killer.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks you very much for organizing that on such short notice. And obviously that too is going up on YouTube and various other channels for the complete listener enjoyment. Pohawk, you have the Prog 7 latest iteration. You've had the Prog 7 before, so this is just the Prog NX.
Yep, that's correct. I guess the first thing I noticed was the gig bag that came in the mail. I was like, wow, this is like a huge improvement from before. I couldn't even figure out how to take it out of the case at first. I was like, how does this lock in there? And all the little secret pockets, I love all that stuff. And then I think the number one thing I noticed is like the weight difference. This Prog 7 is definitely a lot heavier. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, like a little heavier than the older model. Um, which is kind of nice. I actually dig it. Not necessarily a bad thing. And then the new, well, I keep forgetting what you call this thing, locking
The string lock.
thing. Yeah, string lock. Yeah, that's right. That's nice, but overall, I think the Nexos are a little bit thicker than the old Prog 7. So little minor differences, but I think good differences, and I do enjoy playing it. I haven't really stopped playing it that much, and as Connor and Aaron said, and Alan, it stayed in tune. I've tuned it maybe twice, and that's about it.
That's awesome. Yeah, we can't wait to see what you come up with in your musical journey with this guitar.
Thank
So,
you. I
look forward
actually
to that.
sent it to Isaac. Hopefully, at some point it'll be posted or something.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll post it everywhere we can. Just don't have it here today.
Yeah, that's fine.
Lastly, Per, you poor thing. You came here and played our guitars extensively, but didn't even get to bring one home.
Nope. So I'm stranded here with my Singularity. So it doesn't
And
have all
your-
those upgrades and features. So
Your Singularity model is getting the NX treatment, of course.
yay!
You're worthy addition to the team here today anyway.
Yeah, I want to get in on some of that gig bag action.
Yeah. Yes, we'll hook you up. And yeah, these demo songs that you wrote and performed are just mind blowing. There's been more than one request or question when they will be on Spotify and Tidal and other streaming platforms. So
All right on. I had a lot of fun with it. I mean, getting to know these guitars, and I tried to write songs, that would fit sort of the name of the guitar, since they are like genre named, and also have the actual guitar like dictate what I wrote, like the tones and timbres that I got from each guitar, and the different pickup combinations, and the actual like feeling of holding the guitar in my hands, like it inspired me, So yeah, well, it was a lot of fun, and also like stretching out into directions that I don't usually go. So yeah.
yeah, it's awesome. We're grateful to have you nearby. So for those of you that don't know, Per lives about an hour away from us here in Uppsala. So we hang out occasionally, which is really cool. But guys,
thanks for having me.
Time flies when you're having fun. I had no doubts that we'd fill this hour. We've extended it just slightly. I have a couple of tiny agenda points left that we want to get out of the way. And then I think we should open up to maybe a few more questions. So I know we haven't been super interactive during the stream because there was so much to cover and my eyesight isn't good enough to see the questions over there. But I think for now, you guys on the Zoom, immense thank you. It's been a pleasure having you guys here. I don't know, David, have you seen a question for anyone on the Zoom that we should take an opportunity to ask? No, we'll organize more live streams and with these folks, and you can ask them questions. But for now, thank you, and hope to interact with you very soon again. Take care, guys. Yeah, I mean, we're just so fortunate to be working with such an amazing group of artists. Not just these people, but a bunch of others. None shall be named. What the expression is, and I already thank the team internally here in Strandberg Guitars, which have really worked hard to make all this happen. We have a couple of brief messages from our extended family, if you will, in Korea and Japan. So we're just going to play those video clips for those of you in Korea and Japan who are still awake. I know it's very late where you are, but yeah, David, let's cue the videos.
안녕하세요. 스트랜드버그 기타 한국 수입처 기어쿨입니다. 2015년 첫 양산형 스트랜드버그 OX 시리즈 출시 이후 오리지널, 프로그, 퓨전, 메탈, 그리고 클래식까지 5가지 장르 모델을 선보였습니다. 이 모델들과 함께 스트랜드버그는 이전에는 없던 전 세계적인 헤드리스 트렌드를 만들며 대성공을 거뒀습니다. 오늘 오리지널, 프로그, 퓨전, 메탈, 클래식의 차세대 신모델 NX 시리즈가 출시되었습니다.
이번 NX 시리즈는 창의성과 혁신의 상징인 스트랜드버그 기타의 차세대 보던 시리즈를 표방하는 신모델 라인업이며 수많은 R&D와 노력의 결과를 보여주는 많은 업그레이드와 변화가 담겨 있습니다. 하이프렛 연주를 더 원활하게 해주기 위한 네킬 조인트 부위와 오른손 피킹 포지션을 더욱 편안하게 해주기 위한 암 컨투어가 업그레이드 되었습니다. 그리고 스트랜드버그의 핵심 인체공학 하드웨어 EGS 시리즈의 7번째 업그레이드 버전이 장착됩니다. 더욱 편리하고 내구성이 높아진 하드웨어가 장착되고 이 스트랜드버그의 가장 큰 장점인 이동성을 더욱 빛내주기 위하여 기존의 스탠다드 깃백에서 벤처 깃백으로 업그레이드가 되었습니다.
이외에도 친환경적이고 안정적인 기타 제작을 위해 에보니를 대신한 리치라이트 지판 사용과 메이플탑의 사운드 효과를 그대로 유지하며 멋진 플레임 메이플탑의 외관적인 측면을 모두 만족하기 위해서 목재의 변형이 적은 플레임 메이플탑 위에 플레임 메이플 베니어를 사용했고 기존의 로스티드 메이플에서 더 내구성이 좋은 일반 메이플로 변경했습니다. 여기에 추가로 스트랜드버그 기타 셋업에 필요한 필수 공구들이 포함된 멀티툴이 포함됩니다. 5가지 신모델 중 클래식을 제외한 4가지 모델들이 10월 중순경 국내에 입고됩니다. 버즈비, 뮤직포스, 스쿨뮤직, 프리버드, 기타크래프트 등 다양한 악기점에서 구입 가능합니다. 신모델 보던 NX 시리즈에 대한 자세한 정보는 기어쿨의 SNS와 홈페이지를 통해서 다시 알려드리겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you, Iron, for recording that message. Next is from Shun Nokina and Masatoshi Ohata, who we go way, way back with. When Strandberg was still just a hobby, Shun purchased my guitar that was serial number 1, I think, to be honest. So he was my first real customer. But let's see what he has to say.
Hi guys, this is Strandberg Guitar Japan, and my name is Shun Nokina, and this guy is my colleague Ohata. And we just finished the inspection of the Bowden NX series that launched today. And first of all, congratulations to the Strandberg AV team and the USA team. It's a huge honor to be part of this family. And the guitar is so incredible. And this guy actually inspected that today, and we will share some picture from that inspection scene. Thanks so much. And for some Japanese fan, I will talk in Japanese. 今日我々ストランドバーグギターのチームのノキナと大畑なんですけど、今日世界的にストランドバーグの NX、ボデン NX シリーズっていう新しいモデルが発表になりました。で、日本でももう来週ぐらいには発売が開始されると思うんで、 ぜひチェックしてみてください。あ、そうで検品してもらったんですけどどうでした？
ブリッジとかも新しく改良されててすごい良くなってるし、ヒールジョイントも改良されてたり弾きやすくなってると思いますので、ぜひ試してみてください。
ぜひ。Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, Shun and Ohata, for your hard work as well. We have a long history by now, and I hope we'll see each other in person soon enough as the world comes back to some kind of normal state. And I should say that if the powers that rule technological things are with us, the guitars went on sale 14 minutes ago because we ran over. So they should have all been published at 5 Central European time. So they should be available now. We've really done all we could to keep the Bowden NX line a secret until now. We've prevented our dealers from saying anything. But if the powers that be have been kind to them, they should also have them available for sale now. So check out your favorite music dealer or your favorite Strandberg dealer, and chances are good that they also have the Bowden NX models for sale now. And I'm not entirely sure where we are in terms of status because I'm sitting here, but we are also we will also have a Japanese website either since 15 minutes ago or very soon. It's been a lot of work on the website side as well, and we have a few cool things up our sleeve in the near future on the website and as well. But yeah, we've overrun, but let's still take a couple of questions only because I haven't been paying great attention to that. So you seen anything, David? Any info on roughly how many units are made in Sassafras before moving back to Swamp Ash? Yes, it is in the region of 200 units of Prog and Original. So it is spread over those 6, 7, and 8 string in the case of Original. So it's not massive quantities of each. So they'll be very limited, and they are very cool. Sassafras is a little bit heavier. You heard Po Hawk's comment that his guitar was heavier than before. It is not heavy. The Prog 7 that he had is still a light guitar, so it's not going to be an un-Strandberg-like characteristic at all. But it is a little bit heavier, so that's a slightly different tone character, but in a good way. So we'll see how that plays out. We didn't plan to switch from Sassafras to Swamp Ash, so it kind of stumped us when we ended up in this situation. So I have a good story aside from the world changed and we had to change with it. Anything else? What'd you miss, Matthew? Check it out on YouTube a little bit later, or I'm sure you can replay the stream here on Facebook as well. Any plans for NX standard NX? Inevitable question, I suppose. We're keeping the existing Bowden standard for the foreseeable future, simply because it is a more affordable. It is our most affordable offering, and the NX up. They are upgrades, most of them, not just updates. They are genuine upgrades. So with everything that's going on in the world, we're still thrilled that we could keep the costs as much under control as we could. But for now, we're keeping the standard line as is for the foreseeable future, to still be able to have that more affordable offering in that segment. Will the TT models receive the NX upgrades? Yes, we're working on it, and yeah, they'll be cool too, as cool as anything. And the TT models, they've always been awesome, and they will also be getting the rich light treatment. It is a perfect match with rich light, the way that you can work with rich light, and just the true temperament fret installation process. So it's a match made in heaven. So they're probably making announcements in the coming months. They're a little bit out, but they're in the works. Any plans to include the piezo option in the future? I've probably said yes to this before, and I'll say yes again, but it's literally that. It's a plan, it's an idea, it's something that is kind of percolating in the back of my mind, along with a dual guitar gig bag and lots of other good ideas. So I really can't say when. Don't hold your breath, but yeah, I hope so. Any updates on the new stand? No. I feel terrible about this, honestly. But I've had tons of I think really good ideas for the stands. We've done some samples and some prototypes of a new type of stand. They didn't meet the expectations, so they were kind of put on the back burner, and I just haven't been able to pick it up again. But yeah, one day soon. I'll show you. We have this that we use for some photos and stuff, which is kind of cool. But yeah, this cost like $250 or something. But yeah, one day we'll have a new stand. In the meantime, we do have the wall hangers. I've toyed around with the idea of making some kind of floor attachment for the wall hangers to create a stand from them. So maybe if one of you in the community comes up with an idea to realize that, feel free to let us know and share it in maybe the Spark community, which is a great outlet for that kind of thing. The other thing I wanted to say is that Fender has a stand called A-Frame, which is, it's like $25 in the US. I think it's available globally. It's literally an A-frame, and the legs or the forks adjust independently. So it works really well for Strandberg guitars. So that's I think the go-to solution in the meantime. But yeah, one day we'll have it. I'm really trying to wrap my head around using the packaging, so somehow making like a DIY cardboard stand of the shipping box, but I haven't been able to complete the thought process on that. but yeah, I feel for you. We'll have a stand one day. It's a long answer. Any sneaky hints on upcoming artist model collabs or LEs with new features? Will models like the Pliny be updated in the near future? I'll just say no and yes. No sneaky updates, and I think it's safe to say that the models that don't exist in NX yet will be updated and upgraded to NX. Currently, with the exception of the standard line, which we're keeping as is, as I described. So yeah, keep watching this space, and we'll see what we come up with. Last question, I think. Any plans making Varbergs again? Yeah, they always exist somewhere. Again, in that dark place, which is dual guitar gig bags and piezo pickups. Every once in a while, we would try and revive it, but it's just it's a hard product to manufacture in serial production. So we'll see. Maybe one day. But I think with that, we've overrun quite a bit. I will say that we'll do more live streams also coming up, maybe in this kind of format, so not necessarily associated with product releases. But we have this amazing pool of artists and artist ambassadors that we want to bring to you, maybe in more interactive scenarios. We'll do chats like this under the Stranded heading. If you haven't watched our Stranded live streams before, check our YouTube channel, which has an archive of it's 18 or 19 live streams that we've done. We'll keep doing those. Also, join our Spark community if you haven't already. Visit our website. Now all of the information should be published with the data about the entire Bowden NX line. And with that, I'm going to thank you very much for your attention. And from all of us here in Uppsala and the Riverside and Japan and Seoul that participated in the making of this, heartfelt thank you, and I hope to see you very soon again. Take care.